you guys like it when I flip from one job to another? Do you like the fact that I've got no plan, or would you rather know what's going to happen in this video? I'd like to know what's going to happen in this video. Nikki, plan your videos. I look like I'm about to play guitar. I do actually play guitar, by the way. Just throwing that in there. Not very well, but I can play it. I don't know why I'm saying that. It's got no relevance whatsoever. Such a faff. There's all this power tool stuff. What a pain. I can't even get the strap on. What have I done? God's sake, this is a terrible advert for this. Like, Stiga are amazing. I'm just not very good at all demonstrations. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're on the plot on a cold and grey, miserable looking day, but there's work to be done, so we've got to do it. I feel like I've been hiding in my polytunnel a lot in the last couple of weeks, so I thought I really need to tackle some more of the plot. So there's lots of parts of this plot that need maintaining, shall we say, and this is the point in the year where the weeds just ramp up tenfold. So I'm really going to have to be doing some strimming, some weeding today. It's not super exciting, but it's one of those things you've got to keep on top of, as we learnt the hard way last year. Otherwise things just really quickly get out of control. So firstly, I will be doing a little bit of strimming. I'm going to take you over to my very first plot because I have two plots here, if you don't know, and I kind of neglected my very first plot a lot last year. And because I am the chair of the Allotment Society and we're taking on lots of new people and we all need to kind of keep on top of our plot, so I kind of have to keep to a standard because I need to set the standard, otherwise it's not good. So I'm going to be going over to my very first plot and just going to give it a bit of a trim. I'll show you what I've got growing over there, and that will be a future project, but working between the two is quite a lot of work at the minute. So trying to maintain two plots is difficult, but I'm still trying to decide whether to keep both of them. I haven't decided yet. If I can get on top of this one, then I maybe will keep it, but I just don't know yet. But for this year, we're just going to try and maintain it and yeah, keep it going. As you can see, we've got weeds taken over. Not too bad on here because I mulched. Another vote for why you should mulch. And also we established that these are borage. I completely forgot about borage as an option. When they first started growing, they just looked like cucumber, but now you can very clearly see that they are borage because borage have very spiky leaves. Borage are beautiful flowers and really good companion plants, so I will probably just leave those be. I'm happy with those. As you can see, the beds just need a quick surface weed, and my path is already started to get a bit weedy. I need to get rid of this sorrel. Sorrel is actually edible, but sorrel is very invasive on our plot, especially when it seeds. Got it in a lot of places in my other plot, so I'm going to get rid of that as well. And this fireweed is another one of the really annoying ones on this plot. So before we disappear over onto the other plot, I'm going to show you my seedlings and plants in the polytunnel, and you can see how they're doing. So the green sprouting broccoli is doing well. I did pot it on a little bit early. I didn't wait for its true leaf, which is these, but we are okay. It's fine. It's usually best to wait for the true leaves before you pot on, but I was very impatient, so I just did it. But they are doing really well. None of what I sowed last week has germinated yet. We're still waiting. Zinnias, they're doing okay. They are the reject zinnias, I think. They're doing all right. And these ones are doing okay too. My peas, slowly growing, and the same with the beans, really slow. But it's fine. We haven't had great weather, to be honest, the last week. And my sweet peas are all tangled. So I really need to get those planted out. Strangely, I've only got one nasturtium out of all of those that I sowed. I literally sowed a whole packet. I've just remembered. I'm sure I sowed a whole packet, so I don't really know what's going on with that. And blueberries looking really lovely and healthy. Still some flowers. And my little tree spinach looking pretty. But in comparison, I should have just left them in the ground and then moved them, because these ones are doing really well, much better. So I think I showed you before I had a pear tree in a pot. Pear tree in a pot. Why does that sound like the start of a nursery rhyme? Partridge in a pear tree. Sorry. Sorry. I know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I noticed that it was dying. So I took it out of the pot the other day to plant it, and then I found an absolute nest of ants and eggs. And whilst ants don't directly damage the plant, they made a nest in the pot which damaged the root system, the soil around the roots, and yeah, it was not good. And I really don't know if it's going to recover, if I'm honest, but I did shake all of the soil off, kind of move the ants away, so hopefully they'll make a nest somewhere else. And then I planted it with some new compost, but it's not looking great. It's looking very, very sad. Sadly as well, I lost the flowers. I lost the flowers that were on it. They all died too. What I should have done is done something about it as soon as I noticed it wilting, but that is on me. But apparently if you keep your pots consistently watered, then ants won't make a nest. They only like to make nests in dry places, which just goes to show, doesn't it, that I've not been looking after my potted plant, which I was supposed to have planted about a year ago. So yeah, maybe potted trees, not such a good idea. I've tied in my climbing rose, and it's got loads and loads of flower buds. I can't wait for that to flower. But also I did notice the other day, we've got a bit of a casualty. This arch was really cheap. Yeah, so I don't know if that's fixable, but I kind of want to keep it because I like it. And also this is all tied in, and it will be a real pain to have to untangle it. The sun's come out. Sun's come out. I don't know for how long, but the sun is out. Let's get outside and go to the other plot, shall we? Oh, I forgot to say something really exciting happened. Really exciting in a gardener's world anyway, because I popped down here yesterday and I noticed something really freaking exciting. I finally got some figs on my tree that I've had for about 5 or 6 years. And I finally got some figs. Look, tiny baby figs. Honestly, I can't tell you how excited I am, because I've been waiting for this tree to do anything since I got it, and it's finally doing it. I don't know if they'll survive, but I'm just very excited. It's all going on. Right, shall we go down to the other plot? You know, it's such a pain lugging everything around. I'm trying to carry a Strimmer whilst also carrying this camera and also filming. It's not really working out very well. Right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this down and I will resume when I get to my plot. Now I need to figure out how to carry a tripod and a Strimmer. Right, we are here on my abandoned plot. Let me show you around, shall I? So this is it at the minute. As you can see, it's a little bit overgrown and sad looking. I did come up yesterday and did a little tiny bit with the lawnmower, but then I realised it's way too long to be cutting with a lawnmower. So then I brought my trusty Strimmer, and we're just going to give this a little tidy up just to make it look like I am doing my bit. Right, so let's talk about Strimmers, because last year I had a DeWalt Strimmer which died on me. I don't know what happened to it, but it died, and the battery life wasn't very good. You need to constantly replace it with other batteries. So last autumn, I think, I was gifted a Strimmer by Stiga, and honestly, it's been the best tool that I own so far. The battery life is insane. I've never actually ran out of battery whenever I've been strimming, and the DeWalt one was constantly running out of battery. I would do a certain part and then the battery would die, then I would put another battery in, do another bit, and then the battery would die, and I never actually finished any plots fully with it. So I'm going to get the Strimmer and I'm going to show you what it is. So this is my Stiga Strimmer. I don't know if this makes it backwards. It is the SBC 700AE Strimmer, and I will put some information in the description because I just need to kind of get it out, because that is what I should have done. Why is it not coming out? Okay. This is the battery. This is a 48 volt battery. It's quite heavy. The Strimmer is quite heavy in comparison, but I would rather it be heavy than it keep dying on me. So the battery is really, really easy to put in. It just clicks in, and then you just have to, sorry, really easy, but I'm struggling. I'm not ready. You just have to push it in firmly, and then it's clicked in, and then it's got a button. You just turn it on with the button, and then press this, and then it starts up. Can't you tell why I don't do these videos? It's really quiet as well, and also it's got an arm strap which has fallen off, so I'm just going to clip it back on. I'm just going to turn it off for now. So this is the strap which stops it from rubbing against the side. It goes there and it stops it from rubbing against the side, and then it does click. I'm just going to annoy my microphone. It does click on to, there's a bit of the Strimmer that it clicks onto there, like that, and then it stays on, so it shouldn't actually fall off. And then it's secure and it takes the weight off as well. Shall we have a go at this? I reckon we should. I look like I'm about to play guitar. I do actually play guitar, by the way. Just throwing that in there. Not very well, but I can play it. I don't know why I'm saying that. It's got no relevance whatsoever. Okay, fine. Let's do a sped up video of Strimming. Let's go. Would help if I turned it on. Oh, one thing I forgot to say is make sure that the wires are the right length when you start. These could do with being a bit longer. I think you just push and twist and it does come out, but I'm going to do that quickly before I carry on. I don't know how people do these videos. So you push the center in and you pull it out. I'm sure there's another way of doing this, but oh, here we go. It wasn't pushed in enough. Why is that coming out? I always get it jammed. I really don't think this is the way you do it, but there we go. It's coming out a bit more now, so it's a bit longer. It should work a bit better. Such a faff. This is why I just have very light hand tools. Because all this power tool stuff is a real pain. I can't even get the strap on. What have I done? God's sake, this is a terrible advert for this. Right, Stiga are amazing. I'm just a spazzo. Right, Stiga are amazing. I'm just not very good at all demonstrations. Right, let's give it a go. Right, I stopped just to add that when you are strimming, you should really have safety glasses on, because all kinds of stuff can shoot up and hit you in the eye. I've had it before. If a stone hits you in the eye, it's not going to be good news. So wear your PPE and ignore the fact that I don't have mine on right now because they're at home. Can I just say, this is mind-numbingly boring to me. This is why I hate lawns. I hate grass. Hate it. It just gives nothing to me. It's boring and it's an extra job that I don't want. And there's my rant. Right, let's carry on, shall we? why I hate this plot so much is because it's just full of holes. I don't know how I haven't broken my ankle. I don't know why it's got so many holes. It's not even mole holes, they're just everywhere and they're really annoying. So I've taken a break because it's really boring. And let's talk about an interesting fact as to why there is grass everywhere in our allotment. It's quite rare to have grass on your allotments. Most of them don't have grass because grass is a real pain and it can encroach in your beds. It needs maintaining, it needs constantly cutting throughout the season. In fact, I spend so much of my time cutting the grass. It's part of the reason why I hate it so much. Takes me away from all the fun tasks like planting and sowing and yeah, basically the actual gardening that I love. So I literally don't know why you lot are so obsessed with lawns. It's mental. But anyway, so our parish, years ago when the allotments were built, they wanted these to not look like allotments. So they wanted them to look like gardens. So they called it the allotment garden, and it's meant to look like lovely gardens and not allotments. Personally, I don't really see what's wrong with the look of allotments. I love an allotment. Plus, you can make them look really lovely with flowers. They don't have to just look green and vegetable-esque. Is that a word? Vegetable-esque? It's a word that no one's ever said before and probably never will again. Oh my God. Trying to find the will to carry on. It's really boring and really slow, strimming. Not enjoying it. Does anyone enjoy strimming? Probably not. If you stop working, you get cold. So I either need to go and find my jacket or I need to carry on. So I've done... Oh, it's terrible, isn't it? I just can't be bothered. I don't want to do anymore. I've got really limited time and I don't want to spend the whole of it strimming the bloody grass. But it looks like it looks like I'm making an effort, so I can come back and do the rest of an evening, because I imagine this is going to make a very boring video if I spend the whole time cutting the goddamn grass. Right, we are back on the other plot, and whilst I've got it here and whilst I'm still wearing it, I'm just going to do this little area behind me, I think. I'm just going to move the cardboard and just do this little area here. I'll leave the comfrey, but yeah, the rest is a little bit. This is an area that I really do want to work on, but I just don't know if I've got the energy for it today. I just don't know. Yeah, it's a lot. I've got so much rubbish. Let me show you this bit as well. I cut the grass a little bit over here, but this area I've decided I'm just gonna take all of the old wood, put it in a pile and burn it, and then start from scratch, because I'm never going to be able to make it look nice as it is. So I feel like if I can just start again with a bare space, I need to move. That's what I'm going to be doing today in a minute, is move my strawberries from here and put them in my brand new veg trug, which I will show you in a second. Oh, I love it when you record a whole segment and realise you didn't press record. Right, let's say it again. So I find it really mad when people say they don't do any work on their plots over autumn winter, because if I hadn't have done the prep that I did with regards to mulching, etc., my plot would be absolutely unmanageable at this point. To anyone out there who's taking on an allotment at this time of year, good luck. Because this is the point in the year when everything, all the growing starts to ramp up and everything gets mad and wild and out of control. So try and stick with it, because you'll get there in the end. And if you can't manage it, throughout the summer. There's always autumn. So you can catch up and do some stuff to help, do some weed suppressant, do some mulching, which all helps with the weeds that come in the spring. So let's do this little area and then I can do some fun stuff. As you probably guessed, I'm not really a girly girl, but I got these new gloves from Robert Dyer's actually. They're a bit girly for me. I feel a little bit like, I don't know. But anyway, I go through gloves like no one's business, so it's fine. We're gonna roll with these snazzy strawberry gloves. Right, so we've got that bit sort of trimmed down. Put a little bit of old cardboard near the polytunnel to stop the weeds from growing in. There are some onions that I've managed to creep out of the polytunnel, I think. I don't really know. But yes, let's go inside, shall we? Right, I'm in the polytunnel to show you what I have got from Robert Dyer's. So I'm doing a campaign with Robert Dyer's, and as part of it, they have sent me this awesome veg truck. So what I'm going to be doing with it is I'm going to be digging up my strawberries from the outside bed because it is really weedy and I'd like to kind of start that area again. So I'm going to go and dig out the strawberries and I'm going to replant them in this little bed because it will stop the birds from eating them and it will kind of keep them a bit healthier because they're not looking very good out there and they didn't really flower very well or fruit very well last year. So I'm hoping they just need a little bit of a new lease of life. Hopefully I will actually get some to eat this year. So you can see there are some strawberries in and amongst this bed, which is mainly filled with weeds. So I'm just gonna take a few of the plants and I'm gonna replant them. But first of all, I need to fill up the raised bed. Do you guys like it when I flip from one job to another? Do you like the fact that I've got no plan, or would you rather know what's going to happen in this video? I'd like to know what's going to happen in this video. Nikki, plan your videos. Okay, I'm going to go get my snazzy new gloves and a trowel and dig up some of these strawberries. Right, let's find some strawberries within the weeds. Couldn't really see them in the ground, but I've got a whole bunch of strawberry plants just from that tiny area. Some of them are obviously new plants that have sort of rooted from the runners from last year. So I've got a whole big bunch here. So I'm gonna So I'm gonna go and fill the veg truck and then see how many plants we actually need in there. So there's all of my plants. I'm just going to go and get them planted. Right, it's all filled, so now we're going to put some strawberries in. Right, so it's all filled, and now we're going to put some strawberries in. So I'm going to go for 5 in a row, just to give them enough space. And if you go to any pick your own farm, you'll see they are planted quite closely together. So that is fine. I don't want to overcrowd them for the first year, just to see. I want to see how they do. Let's see if I drag up enough. That would be an absolute miracle if I happen to have exactly the right amount. Which I do not. So I need to go and grab 4 more. Right, 4 more. So before we plant them, take off all of the dead leaves. Because dead foliage can bring pests and disease. We just want to get rid of all of the dead foliage before we start. Right, I think we're good. So, something to bear in mind when you're planting strawberries is they don't like to be deep. You can almost have them in a little tiny peak. So, don't plant them deeply, plant them just under the surface, and that should be perfect. So they are looking gorgeous. Now is probably not the best time to be doing this. You should have done this when the plant was dormant, but such is life. Hopefully they will be fine. Just need to give them a little water, and then hopefully we'll have some beautiful polytunnel strawberries. Right, I am absolutely shattered. And I kind of want to just potter around now without having to film myself and move the tripod. So on that note, I'm going to go, and I will see you again next week for some more allotment fun. Thanks for watching. Bye.